Alright you guys, so now that you have all your objects UV unwrapped and ready to go, what you need to do is prepare them to be exported out into Unreal. So, in my scripts I have a Python script here that allows me to move the pivot to the bottom of the object as well as center it and center that object to the center of the grid inside of Maya. You need to do this in order to export out your objects. If you don't, the pivot inside of Unreal for that object will be off. So I will include this script in a notepad form, but in order to add the script onto your own shelf, you need to copy it. You can just go ahead and copy it, go to your custom shelf. Once you have it copied, like copied out of notepad or what have you, go over to your script editor. You need to create a new tab. Select your specific language, so you would select Python. I already have a Python tab open, so I'm just going to hit cancel. And just paste in your script. From here, you can go ahead and select all of it, hold your middle mouse button down, and drag it over to your shelf. That will create the script for you right here. Or what you can do, that would probably be the best method. So yeah, and then once you have your script there, you can select the mesh that you want to move. First, let's go ahead and delete by type history. If you haven't done that already, make sure you go into edit, delete by type history, hold Control and Shift, and then click, and then you see your history button right here. I already have one, so I'm just going to delete this one. So I'm going to make sure all my meshes are selected, hit the delete by type history, and it gets rid of all that junk over there. And now what I want to do, now let's see, I don't know if it'll do all of these at the same time. Oh, it did. So it actually moved every single one of my meshes at the same time to that center point, which is awesome. It also zeroes out the transforms right here. Great. So what you want to do is select the object that you want to export, which is our chair. Go to File, Export Selection. You want to make sure that you're not in your scene files, but in your asset folder. Go inside your asset folder, and then make sure this is set to, instead of Maya binary, you want to make sure that it's set to FBX export. Then name your file. Let's go chair, export selection. In this case, I already have a chair here. It's going to say, do you want to replace? I'm going to click yes. And there you have it. So you want to export each of your objects one at a time. Just select it. You can isolate them if you want, and then just make sure you select export them one at a time. Okay. Then we'll move on to the next part, which is importing your mesh into Unreal.